Hello everyone, and if you haven't known already, Square Enix released the demo for Final Fantasy VII Remake's opening chapter. The game was supposed to launch tomorrow, but has been pushed back to April 10th for quality assurance. While press outlets were able to experience the next chapter, the game demo provided to the public only contains the opening chapter. Because of this, I'll only be touching on the demo that I played and not what the other press outlets have covered. First off, it's clear that Square Enix has taken care to ensure that the remake still maintains the look and atmosphere of the original 1997 game, with updated visuals and live-action combat. Those who played Final Fantasy XV will find similarities, but Square Enix has updated the system to be much more tactical. Unlike Final Fantasy XV, where you could bash your opponent with ease, especially in the updated Royal release when Noctis's friends became playable, that's not the case here. Tactics always take priority as the demo slowly introduces you the various stances, material options, special attacks, and defense options available to the player. Yes, Cloud is still a heavy fighter who can easily slice through disposable Shinra soldiers, but targets with higher elevation are too much for the first-class soldier. When taking control of Wallace Barrett, you are shown how essential other party members are to combat. Barrett can attack long-range targets, but lacks the brute strength of Cloud. Enemies have also been redesigned to accommodate the new active combat system. Yes, the enemies are recognizable, but players are expected to attack weak points and take advantage of the parry system to knock enemies off balance and deal heavy damage. Square Enix has included a more classic option where you don't have to worry about blocking and parrying and can just focus on combat, but I feel like that this subtracts from the experience as the system has been designed to include guarding and parrying. For example, in Final Fantasy XV, a stagger system was implemented for dealing heavy amounts of damage, but now you can pressure targets to increase the rate of their stagger meter, allowing for more powerful attacks. If you're really good, you can actually time your guards to cause a parry and instantly stagger weaker enemies for quicker battles, which is fantastic. I also noticed there's no way to run away from battles. At least I haven't figured it out. I don't know if that was just a feature left out. After all, this game is still a work in progress as it states in the title screen. You not only get to control Cloud in this demo, but Barrett as well during this hour-long experience, and it gives you a full understanding of their playstyle. Barrett can shoot long-range targets and use a charge shot along with heavy physical attacks that deal damage to one or multiple targets, along with his iconic big shot limit break. Cloud is a close-range fighter, as I explained, who can change between Operator and Punisher stances. Operator is for more balanced attacks and allows for guarding and parrying, where Punisher removes the ability to guard and parry for increased attack power. Unfortunately, you can only control Cloud when exploring, but can easily change characters to issue attack orders when in combat, while the AI opponent does its own thing. Materia is still available and has been diversified. Unlike the original game where only Cloud had access to materia in the beginning of the game, here Barrett carries Thunder and Cure. This is a bit strange considering his ideology about the planet's energy being exploited, but from a gameplay perspective, it actually works, as it provides another reason to change between characters as your ATB meter, which justifies how you can use specialized attacks, charges quicker when you're in control of a specific character. So if you're controlling Cloud, your ATB meter will charge faster and the AI's ATB meter will charge slower. This is obviously to balance out the gameplay so you don't constantly spam powerful attacks. One major issue I did encounter was targeting. Enemies will always target the character I was taking control of instantly, changing their target from when I was either Barrett or Cloud or vice versa. Another thing that may upset veteran Final Fantasy VII fans is the limit break meter, which resets after each battle. At first, this was annoying to me until I used Cloud's cross-slash attack. It dealt so much damage that I realized these attacks are much more powerful here, and there's a reason why they reset after each battle so you don't exploit the system. The final boss against the Scorpion Sentinel is not easy. Unlike the original game where you could just power level your characters and destroy it easily, Square Enix has altered the battle but remained loyal to the concept. Now the fight is a giant cinematic affair full of explosions and near-death moments, as the giant robot uses a variety of missiles, EMP blasts, and shielding to protect itself. You're expected not only to react to the attack patterns properly, but attack weak points when it's shielded. I was honestly floored of how intricate this boss fight was, and this was only the first boss battle of the game. I can only imagine what the other boss battles are going to be like. Graphically, the game looks amazing. It's beautiful. I mean, I expected no less from Square Enix. And the soundtrack is incredible. If you love Final Fantasy's soundtrack, you're going to love this. It's absolutely beautiful. The title screen alone is absolutely, it's just perfect. It is perfect. While the environments are restrictive, I would often take the time to look around, especially as a fan of the original game. Looking at the updated Mako reactor was just a joy to take in. The narrative still remains loyal to the game with slight changes. Cloud has frequent headaches throughout the cutscenes, and Barrett is still hot-headed, but it's clear that Square Enix wanted to take some changes to the narrative. For example, Jessie now has a crush on Cloud. It's not subtle at all. She literally says that she finds him cute and constantly tries to talk to him. And there is a moment at the end of the demo where there's a reference to our favorite one-winged angel in a very subtle way that fans will notice and love because it was so greatly implemented. But yeah, that wasn't in the original game, but they're making changes and they're all welcomed. From a fan of the original game, I found them extremely well implemented. The areas that we were given to explore were quite restrictive, often littered with treasure chests and breakable boxes for slight health and mana boost. But this is forgiven because this is supposed to serve as a tutorial stage and to give the player a taste of what they can expect. I did like how the areas that once took about 10 minutes to complete had a lot more context to it, with characters interacting with each other more frequently and cutscenes to flesh them out, such as Barrett talking about his beliefs and Cloud having brief moments of lucidity as he remembers Sephiroth and has his headache episodes. From a narrative perspective, it's really too early to tell how the more impactful scenes will be delivered, but from a gameplay perspective, Final Fantasy VII Remake is on the right track, building a challenging combat system that demands a tactical approach as you take advantage of enemy weaknesses and utilize your party to their full potential. It's definitely building on Final Fantasy 15, which is a game I do love but had issues with, but the combat system was so refreshing and well done, I couldn't help but play this demo like 3 or 4 more times. Then again, I'm also a hardcore Final Fantasy VII fan. Anyway, those are my impressions. It's quite impressive from a gameplay perspective, but the narrative is still it's still something I have to wait and see, because this was more of just delivering what we can expect from these characters. Anyway, tell me what you thought about the Final Fantasy VII demo, if you played it. If you didn't, well, you should try it. It's actually pretty fun. It's only an hour long, and you can see whether you like it or not. This does give you a good taste of what you can expect from the final product when it launches on April 10th for PlayStation 4 only. Anyway, that's the video. Till next time, everyone, stay awesome.